What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me, those who are lurking or popping in. I had some people during the week that I was streaming say that they wanted to stop by, so I also dropped the bitrate a little because I guess 6,000 is probably not necessary when we're playing a largely static game, but I like to keep it up there. But I bumped it down a little bit, so anybody having trouble with that should be able to hopefully have an easier time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weird and Wild. No, this is the God Mode channel. We're not playing Weird and Wild. We're playing Dark Frontier Session 2. I'm actually not giving these titles this time. We'll just see where things go. I'm J-So the DM, and who else is joining me this fine Friday evening?
Hello, everybody. I am Bailey. I am playing Emma Neyts, the Lightfoot Halfling Druid. Circle of Wildfire.
The pause feels in character. Hey everyone, I'm Luke. I'm playing Ill. That's a homebrew mind flayer player race. Artificer, Artillerist, and cook extraordinaire.
What's up? My name is Kevin, and I play Cogman, the Warforged fighter rogue.
Kill us.
What's up? I'm Brian or Slim, or whatever the hell you want to call me. I'm playing Thunder, the Warforged Artificer.
I'm Kyle. I'm playing Bolt. I guess he's the leader of this merry band of fools. And,
You set up the RP, I ran with it.
yeah. It's gonna be fun. You're all great.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick, and I'm playing Ironhide, Barbarian extraordinaire.
See, wizards, you could have this. You could have all of this. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. I want to give a big shout out before we really get into anything, as usual, for our wonderful character art. We had some different art for Weird and Wild, but this time we had some commissions done by a different person, so go check them out. It's at Lumen_arts with a Z. It's very cool stuff. You should go check him out on Twitter. He does great stuff, and it's got like what's that game? Deadly Dungeons or Dark Dungeons? Darkest Dungeons. It's got like a very Darkest Dungeons feel to it, as you can see with some of the headshots of the characters. It's really cool stuff. So go check out his Twitter and whatever social stuff he has. Give him a follow if you haven't already. If you do not know, and you're maybe just joining us or just need a refresher, we're using Twitch channel points. So as you just sit there and watch without even having to do anything, you're building up Twitch channel points, and you can see all the cool rewards down in the bottom left of the chat. You can do things like buy inspiration for the party, even cheaper things like give them a +1 to their rolls. You can buy them curios now, which is a new like consumable magic item that they can have in their possession. Somebody got one of those last session. You can also buy them expedition tickets, which is the meta currency of this campaign, and we'll get into a little bit of that, I'm pretty sure, this session. All kinds of cool stuff. And if you're a subscriber, you get a bonus, like a multiplier to the points that you earn. So there's also a community challenge, which is newly added to the Twitch channel points, which is like this big, really large goal that you have to work towards, but everyone can pull their points together to try and buy it. So go ahead and check that out. I know there's a couple people that dip in and out of our chat usually and watch this stream that probably have some built up points, because I just leave it on. Even if you come and hang out with me during the week and it's not D&D, you're still building up points. So hopefully it's balanced. I don't know. We'll see. I'm also using stream stickers, so you guys have access to all kinds of fun stickers. If you just mouse over the stream, you'll see over in the right-hand corner the different plugins that we have. And so you can slap all kinds of crazy stickers. And we also have channel-specific stickers, and a lot of them are related to this campaign if you're a subscriber, so you can slap those down too. Just some fun stuff, but even if you're not subbed, you can still have a lot of fun. Also, I couldn't get it to work for Ironhide for whatever reason, Nick. I'll keep working on it. I have the D&D plugin, so you guys can take a look at all the characters and like their character sheets and details if you're wondering what they're all about. Ironhide wasn't assigned to Weird and Wild, and now he is, but it still doesn't show me his character when I go to pick them, which is really weird.
been claimed or something. Nick has to claim the character or something.
Do you have to? Have you claimed Ironhide? Has there been any option like that you've seen, Nick?
I thought I did that other day. Go in there and try it again, though.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to worry about it now. I'll try and get it figured out eventually. But yes, anyway, so if you want to check out most of the characters of the campaign and Ironhide hopefully coming soon, then just mouse over the stream. Also, if you're using mobile, you can still do stream stickers and stuff like that. It's like right above the chat. It's a purple star. Let's see. That is really the tall and short of it. We went over our homebrew list last session. Custom markers for you guys as the players. Remember, we have a whole slew of new markers if it helps any of you guys keep track of stuff. Okay, everyone needs some... Did you guys use inspiration last session? You know what? I didn't? I didn't hand out inspiration last session.
Nope.
That's the kind of quality you can expect from me as your DM.
Do we get good boy, bad boys?
We are still using good boy, bad boy cards, yes. So go ahead and grab yourselves inspiration card, and as usual, if you feel like this card is not built for you or someone else can make better use of it, now is the time to trade. Otherwise, you hold on to it.
I'll keep in mind. Sabotage.
Anyone want increased move speed? Is one of the options.
Yes.
Okay. That's the one that I got.
I got friendly spirits.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. I'll take that.
Cool. I got Dragon Salt, and I feel like it's perfect.
Oh.
Dragon Soul.
Fire damage.
Oh well, that works pretty perfectly, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. If everyone's happy with their cards, I think it's time for everyone to roll for the recap, and no one is safe because this is our first recap for this particular campaign.
No one is safe.
This is it. This is all you, Bolt. Oh.
Oh,
We get to hear Ironhide's dulcet tones again.
So, Ironhide, what happened last time on Dark Frontier?
Yo, it's Ironhide. So the last time on Dark Frontier, we all met each other at this dockyard. Bolt sent me a message. He had something was going on. He's not an outrider yet. I don't know what he's doing, but we got to get on his ship, and it's a good ship, but they won't let me drive it for some reason. But I got to meet there's a robot butler, and there's Bolt, and then there was a Illithid, and then there's a suit of armor that wasn't quite as big as me, but it was pretty big. And then there was little tiny one that made my Debbie hot, and she's my little champion. And we're on this boat, and they've got some things in the bottom, little snake-looking guys. They're pretty stupid. I don't like them. And we're trying to get to a base. So if we can get them to the base, I think Bolt becomes an outrider, and he's gonna give me more money to buy more rations, so I get even bigger, stronger, and faster.
This is canon.
Did I mention that I'm also the captain bosun of the ship? I don't think I did.
Me.
You said Bolt's money?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ironhide. That is a pretty succinct recap. Please give me a 1d3 roll.
The
And
one.
You find in your pockets somehow a expedition ticket.
Oh, I'm a winner.
You feel like you have some familiarity with these, but perhaps a little later on in the campaign there will be a little bit better of an introduction to them.
Hold on to this for now.
So yes, last time you guys left off, you were headed to Scoria, where the forward operating base, or the FOB, lie in wait, as you were all sent on this new operation, teamed together. Some, to you, Bolt being the captain of the ship, watching your new survey climb aboard. Some familiar faces, but also some new faces as well. As you guys continued to travel, it was also interesting to note that the elf, Sedgwick, that had briefed you before heading off, had made sure to tell you all that any of your uniforms or anything bearing the symbol or design of the patrollers was to be stowed and not visibly shown as you make your way over there. So, as you all traveled along in tow, down at the bottom of your ship, held in captivity, was two rather nasty neogi that were actually familiar to Bolt, as he was the one who had essentially chased them down as part of a patroller mission and essentially captured them for the patrollers. They were two escapees of a place called the Omega Prison Ring that once existed between all of the factions here in the Twixt, to hopefully catch the worst of the worst and keep them in a time stasis. However, somehow these two had escaped a little bit before the prison ring was unfortunately destroyed. Bolt had rounded them up, and now it seems like he is being tasked, along with the rest of the party, to escort them or bring them over to Scoria for who knows what. On the way there, you guys had a run-in with a relatively violent meteor storm, and you were able, or asteroid storm, and you guys were able to successfully navigate your way through it, working together as a team. Each of your assigned roles here on the ship that you can always view down at the bottom left there on our page of this current map. You also met your crew, and I would say that as the days pass on, because you guys have spent a couple days now, that you have learned their names, if you care to address them by that. They're lower ranking than you all. They do not have the combat experience that you do. They can attempt to fend for themselves. They just don't have the combat experience that you all do. But they're certainly there to serve and help you out with the ship. As you are making your way on the final day of approach to the FOB, it was pointed out to you all that still moving through some of the larger asteroid pieces that float, not moving as violently as the day before, just kind of having to weave your way through this field here, that appearing from behind one of the asteroids, a large spider-shaped neogi ship began to push over the horizon of one of the nearby asteroids and began to make its way toward your ship. And I'll show you what that looks like as it crests over the top side of this area here. The asteroid, it looks, for all intents and purposes, based on where you guys are located in the mixture of some of these smaller pieces of debris as well as other larger asteroids, you would surmise that they're probably 60 or so feet out as they crest over. Let me check here real quick.
Compared to our ship, how small are we compared to that?
It looks, at least from this distance, relatively close in size, though just the open nature of the large spider legs up at the front gives it the appearance of being somewhat larger than your ship. But you get the sense that it's probably, without any checks, roughly the same size, at least from what it looks like from here. As the ship continues to approach, you would all know, you don't have to make any knowledge checks. You have been trained in at least doing the very basics of traveling through wild space on a Spelljammer, that to the typical way of communication is If a ship is approaching another, they generally hail them, and what usually happens in most cases where there's no sort of like advanced arcane items or anything like that, the typical way to communicate is through the use of colored flags. It serves as like a kind of a separate language. There's like call signs that they use to hail, and like help, or sometimes passing through. Very common verbiage with the waving of the flags. As you look on Bolt and the rest of you kind of see this ship approaching your own, it's not approaching fast or violently, but it is continuing its cresting over this asteroid and coming towards your ship. And as you look on, Bolt, you're able to kind of grab one of the spy glasses from one of the crewmates and kind of throw it out and take a peek. You give me a perception check, please.
Everyone?
You guys can. You'll have to do it at disadvantage.
Yeah.
But you're welcome to.
I don't want to risk.
Are we still in the weird?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, with that special stuff when people buy the weird, that only lasts for one session. There was some weird shit going on the ship on your way over here, though. Ooh, Cogman, but is that with the... Oh, damn.
Be a 15 for me.
16.
Is that with disadvantage, Cogman?
Oh, was it with disadvantage? Sorry.
Yeah. Bolt doesn't have disadvantage because he's like looking through a spyglass, so he's got a little bit better view of it.
7.
Thunderfall and Bolt, you guys peer on, but the typical sign that you see when another ship approaches of generally some member out on the surface of the ship hailing you through use of flag, you do not see any of that, and the ship continues to approach. What do you do?
Oh boy, it looks like they want to talk fist to face.
Let's barbecue some eel.
Gladly.
There is one of the crewmates. You hear the clatter of his footsteps on the wood underneath. He steps up on board, and you notice he has like a handful of flags for yourselves. If you need these, sir, he says as he kind of clambers them onto the ground next to you.
Anybody?
You guys all know like the basic forms of communication with this. It doesn't take like a ton of training to just be able to do a couple. You can communicate very basic ideas using the flags.
Yeah, okay, I guess. Bolt will stand up just barely over the railing and just like, wave his arms in the air.
So using the flags, what are you trying to communicate to this ship as it approaches?
So he'll signal, shit. We didn't come up with the backstory. What kind of ship are we? You have to come up with something.
Cargo.
Go. Okay. Transporting cargo.
Okay.
To the sea. How are you?
I was gonna do it if you weren't gonna do it.
Move along. Move along.
As you motion, using a couple different flags just to communicate these basic ideas that you're a cargo ship, kind of just passing through, doing your best to kind of communicate that you're not looking for any trouble. The neogi ship still continues to approach, but now from this distance you are able to see its surface a little bit more clearly, and you are able to see, you get the feeling that if you were to shout from here that there'd be a short enough distance to be able to effectively communicate. And as it approaches, a skinny neogi with bright red colored fur seems to have stepped out on the deck of this spider ship and is skittering up to the front of it. As it does, it looks up to you all to see you on the deck of your ship, and it says, Travelers, we are looking for missing property.
Okay.
2 of our members have gone missing.
Trying to recall, do the neogi, do they have telepathic abilities?
Give me some type of check.
I think we did last week.
May I take a check on their ship to see if there's any weapons or if I know if they have any weapons?
Absolutely.
Didn't you say something about them controlling people?
Yeah, I feel like Ill would be pretty familiar with these guys. Also, I rolled a 23 on history for
Holy
Neogi.
shit. Neogi are, because of, as you guys are discussing this, Ill, you, and probably you especially, because of some of the mental abilities that the Illithid naturally have, you know that from the effects, some of the abilities that Neogi have in terms of being able to kind of charm and enslave others, that they naturally have a bit of mental fortitude against some effects, but you don't remember them having anything relegated to actual hive mind or telepathy with one another that you know of.
In that case, I tell that to Bolt telepathically.
Okay. Then I reply telepathically. Make sure they don't make any noise then, eh? I don't know what that means exactly, but...
Yeah, I'm at a loss here, bud.
Never encountered these beings before.
The skinny Neogi says, "We have been scouting the area and wish to survey your ship, just to ensure that the missing members are not stowing away. Allow us to come aboard and check. There will be no trouble otherwise."
Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't allow him aboard! Don't do it!
I mean, if they come on the ship, we could completely just, wreck them.
I want to make some sort of check to kind of figure out, how many are on board. How many people he's got with him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Sure.
I'm going to make an argument for survival.
Okay.
If the judge would be pleased, I would like to...
If it would please the judge.
Expertise with that so far. Oh, nice. I rolled a 4, so 11.
Oh man, with an 11, I would say that you get the sense that I mean, I'll give you some information. You get the sense that you've seen a couple different ships in your time, especially being a part of Patroller's Bolt, so you know that this ship is called a Mind Spider. It's a relatively newer ship that the Neogi use. As for the amount of crew, you know that it is probably somewhere roughly similar to your own ship due to the size comparison. So you probably roughly guesstimate anywhere from 5 to maybe 10 at the most are probably on board.
May I take a history check on the weapons that the ship would carry or use?
Sure.
It's a 26. Double
Holy.
bonus for technological devices, assuming this counts.
I mean, technically, yeah. I'll say technically. You know that the Mind Spider ship here, from that really nice check, carries 3 large weapons. Cannons on 2 sides, as well as a medium catapult towards the back.
Ugh.
At the very least, that doesn't mean that there aren't more. It just means that this is the standard that you would surmise from this type of ship.
Ignore that, please.
Bolt is thinking that we split up the crew and we'd invite him on board and spring a trap if they notice any.
You want me to talk to him? I can
You
scare
want me
him
to
real
start
good.
blasting?
He holds up a subtle little. Yeah. What? Wait.
I'm gonna
yeah.
eat.
Okay. I mean, we've not got much. We've just unloaded most of our cargo. You can come see what we've got left in the hold. It's just a short little run, but you got to make ends meet when you're captain. You just got to do what you got to do. Make some deals, lose some money sometimes, just to gain some favor. Work your way up the ladder a little bit. It's a long game. Sometimes you don't always win on every. He's just going to keep on prattling on like
Your
somebody.
business is unimportant to us. You may carry on. We simply wish to ensure that those of us who are our property are brought back to us. We care little for anything else. I shall send 2 aboard along with a bodyguard, and we shall check. It will be quick.
Can we see the cannon that is currently? I'm assuming our ships are like side by side, right?
They're it's this spider ship is behind you guys, but they're like facing the same direction, so you can see. After Thunder would have pointed this out, you can now see one of the cannons facing your way on your side, as well as towards the back. It's a little covered by that kind of tower you see from the image there that I showed, but you do see a catapult towards the back.
Roughly, how far away is the cannon that I can see?
The cannon, just eyeing it, looks to be probably about, let me see here. You would guesstimate probably like 90 feet out.
Okay.
Can I? Emma wants to head down, and I want to try to hide. I want to try to make it look like we're transporting plants, lots of plants with our cargo.
Sure.
And
Bolt, you see Emma beginning to make her way to what looks like down into the ship interior.
Okay.
Boss, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Let's just gank them as soon as they get on board.
The red skinny neogi says,
Allow us a minute to ready our ropes. We will throw them across, secure them in a fine place, and we will approach. We mean you no harm other than to find our property.
How far is their ship away from ours?
roughly 60 to 90 feet.
Damn.
The red neogi begins to skitter across, and you now see what looks to be another neogi coming across, and they seem to be grabbing like a wrapped up mound of like ropes with what you see to be what looks like sort of like a like a grappling hook that they can kind of toss your way and attach it to something. And they're taking like a minute to gather this stuff.
Someone strong. Come with me down there.
Strong.
Yeah, strong.
Solid,
Yeah, come on.
solid, brawny, thick.
Solid, brawny. That's right. Come with me. Bolt. I'm gonna make things look maybe hidden down there. We'll see. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
If you want. Alright.
Oh,
Sounds good.
yeah.
Just you.
Get.
Hurry. We can't delay him for long.
Yeah, come on, big guy. Let's go.
All right.
So where do you
I gotta go.
Emma?
I want to cast. Go down to where the door is that the neogi are behind.
Sure.
In the cargo.
It's like a normal wooden door, although made of what looks like a pretty sturdy wood, and it is got a arched top. And then, of course, in the center you see that porthole that's currently covered, so you can't see into the cell that's currently holding. And then there's like 3 or 4 different padlocks on the door, all locked pretty securely as you head down there. Of course, along with the door there leading into the room where Gaxon and Tetralox are being held, the neogi prisoners, you also are, the area that you're standing in is like the storage area. So there's a bunch of crates, holding all different kinds of munitions and food and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, great. So we're also going to make it look like there's plants, and this is like an extra oxygen room. Woo! So put the crates in the back where the door is, like, in front of the door, and then I'll cast plant growth, and we'll put plants and stuff everywhere, and make it look like, one of those cool, like, new age, modern storage rooms that are getting so popular in Spelljammers,
Elf stuff.
Yeah, elf stuff. Ill knows.
I do? Okay. So anyway, we take him down to plant room and then we start blasting, right?
No. We only if they start blasting or start. You know what? Wait for Bolt to say start blasting, and then you can start blasting.
All right.
So you head down to the bottom deck. I believe Ironhide is coming along.
Right.
And you guys, is Ill helping?
No.
Okay.
Figures.
I'm gonna work out.
Yeah.
Bolt is also thinking about his getaway. About our getaway. Does anybody have any ideas on how they might sabotage a weapon or two over there?
I could toss a grenade over, but the ship's a little far.
I can fireball it.
It's a
Range
thing.
combat isn't my thing.
Well, I mean, you could fire the cannon, I guess.
Oh, yes, of course.
I can erupt Earth.
Captain,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I might be able to shatter their cannons.
Ooh.
Shatter, specifically the, capital S, shatter spells shatter?
Correct.
Oh, yeah. That'd be pretty helpful.
Yeah, I got grenades too. It's basically the same thing.
Sure.
So
Where are they attached to our ship, Jason?
it's at this point. So Emma and Ironhide, you guys move a couple crates in front of the door.
Mm-hmm.
From just the general supply you have down here at the bottom deck, enough to seemingly cover that spot. And you're casting what, plant growth, Emma?
Yeah.
So you from the top deck quickly grab a couple roots and shoots of some of the plant work that's already up there and bring them down deck. And casting plant growth, is there like an area of coverage that the plant growth takes on?
Let's see. 100-foot radius. All normal plants in a 100-foot radius centered on the point becomes. Oh. Listen, this is a new class for me. I guess we'll need to get some plants from the top first, or extra
Yeah,
plants.
we'll say you pulled a couple from the top on the way down.
Okay, yeah.
So you just pulled them out of their little potted area and just kind of stuffed them in your pockets.
Yeah.
And you're heading down. Now you said 100 foot in an area?
Yeah, and a creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves.
This is plant growth.
Yes.
Become thick and overgrown. Okay. Alright, so it doesn't give me a specific. So what happens is you take some of these plants and put them, where down here are you going to put them? Kind of in front of the door or all around the room? How do you want to set them?
Yeah, in front of the door a lot, and then a little bit trickling out, so it doesn't look like. So it just looks like we have a plant area.
Like one of those fruity trellises.
Yeah.
Ironhide, you watch with a flick of Emma's wrist, arcane magic comes out and begins to fill the space with a number of plants. It is all plants within 100 feet So the people on the top deck watch as the plants on the top deck begin to grow wildly. One of your crewmates, Latch, steps back a little astonished. Whoa!
Oops.
Something's getting weird up here.
You're telling me.
It's about this time as they're doing this, Bolt, that you see you hear a, and you watch as a rope with what looks like a grappling hook on the end kind of just catches, lands close to your feet, and then like pulls taut and catches against one of the wooden railings on the side of the ship.
Places. All right, so
There's another.
Thunder and Ill, you guys good covering our retreat? You guys got your mission?
Yeah.
I was thinking of posting up by the ropes to cut them off if needed.
Excellent.
I like it.
Ironhide, you've done what you need to do. You guys can help me escort these fine people around the ship, show them a nice time.
Oh yeah, real nice time. I have tons of questions for them that I would love for them to talk to me the entire time and answer.
Excellent. The more distracted you can be, the better. What about you, Ironhide? You gonna stick with us, or are you gonna stay up top? But
Yeah, I'm with you. That's
excellent.
you.
We're all ready then. So
You want me there?
everybody, places, files on.
Jason, what side would be closest for us to be able to cast any spells or be closest to the ship?
They're on the left side of you. So you guys facing here over on the left side of the ship is actually like looking out their way. They're like to the left and behind your ship.
Yeah, you can see.
And you see these grappling hooks. The two have now pulled tight against the railing. And you actually watch as the neogi begin to skitter down the ropes relatively quickly. Two of them skitter down. Behind them you see a relatively large, bug-like looking creature that is following along with them.
Boy.
They begin to skitter down, finding themselves onto the ship. The rope pulls tight, and you can hear the groaning of the wood against the railing of where the grappling hook is pulled as one of the large bug-like creatures, who appears to have its eyes closed for whatever reason, pulls onto the ship.
All right. I open telepathic contact with Bolt.
Why?
This is bad.
Why is it bad?
I just have contact with Bolt open right now.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, let me know when we're supposed to start blowing stuff up. We're probably dead either way, but you know.
Maybe they won't find us anything.
Oh wow, hello, this thing is huge. Welcome to our ship. We keep cargo on the ship. So you're like guests and stuff, and here's the top of the ship. We can show you around the top of the ship. Wow, your bodyguard is really big. I've never seen anything like it before. If you have any questions, let me know. My name is Emma, and this is Captain Bolt.
Yes.
It looks your way and stretches, elongating out its eel-like neck and almost sniffs at you.
We will take a quick look around the ship.
Okay.
Sure. Let us show you around. If you want to come this way, we can show you some of the places where we keep some stowaways.
You hear the...
That's a terrible joke, I say to Bolt telepath.
That's our captain.
You hear the clicker-clack of their spider legs against the wooden surface as they begin to move and peer around, just taking a close eye on things. The one moving past the large insect kind of rears its head back, and it follows along with it. There's large plodding footsteps as the creature moves behind with it, and they begin to slowly look around the ship.
I want to direct them first to go into this room.
Into here where you're facing?
Yeah, into this guy here.
Oh, up top where the greenery is, or you mean like in here?
In here, which is, I assume, this thing, right?
Yeah. Okay, so the neogi comes over.
Yes,
Yeah, if you just want to start in here, I mean, this is
Let me
started
look.
as any.
Just a quick peek.
He
Sure, it's
pushes
just-
open the door with a spider-like leg and clicker clacks in. You see now that the door is pushed open that Lurin, one of the crewmates in there, is kind of like pulling himself up against the bookcase, kind of pulling back away from the kind of nasty-looking neogi, and this large creature kind of steps up and posts up closer to the door, still keeping its eyes closed. The other neogi begins to poke around, not touching anything, but just moving along. It kind of continues to make weird noises to itself.
I don't like it.
As
I
it
don't like
looks
it.
around, you hear the clicker clack. Begins to move around the ballast here, just looking around.
Bolt indicates to Emma the one that's clicking to himself.
Oh, yeah. I'll go towards the one that's clicking. Which one is that?
It's this one over here.
Oh,
Bolt, you can see it's over where the ship wheel is, over on the left side, top deck.
Okay. Yeah.
Bolt, you
I
see... sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. Emma's just gonna do the hello, my name is Emma. Wow, I thought you would be bigger. You looked bigger on the ship. I like the color of your fur. You know, my hair is kind of red too, and I have fire powers. You guys have fire powers. I've heard a lot about you, but I really don't know anything about you kind of thing. Like, just continue to go on. And go.
This one speaks a lot.
Oh, you're telling me.
Bolt, you're able to peer in and see that the other neogi is just like not messing up anything, but just running a spider leg across some of the scrolls, clicking over to the nearby couch and peering under it, like placing a spider leg onto the globe and giving it a little spin, and kind of just clicking around, peering underneath the tool table here.
Yeah, and Bolt's doing the same thing as Emma, but like kind of like slower pace, so it kind of seems like he's not doing the same thing. It's just to him the whole time. Yeah, this is where we keep the maps. You know, you can't really get anywhere if you don't know where you're going, where you've been. That kind.
I want to try to get Ill's attention.
Oh, here's the thing. Are you still on the main deck?
I'm on this. Yes.
Okay, all right, good. Because with telepathy, I have to open contact with you. You can't do it.
Yeah.
with me.
That's why
Okay.
I'm trying to.
All right. I'm gonna walk over. What?
What if
Uh,
we somehow get them in a row, right? And just gust them off the ship. Oops. Where'd that wind come from? Time to go.
Pretty funny. Also, probably a good idea.
Okay, well let Bolt go. No, because I can't.
The neogi, seeing you, Ill, skitters over and looks you up and down.
Strange that this one would be with so many others.
Mammals, yeah. And robots, I guess.
Future food?
It says with a bit of a sly whisper towards you.
No, I packed my own lunch. Don't worry about it.
It skitters past you.
Yeah.
I've searched this area. I will now enter this room.
It says, looking over to you, Emma and Cogman.
I don't think you really searched the good parts of this area yet, though. You didn't even look at the nets.
I have seen enough
What if they're
to
hanging on the
be
nets?
appeased.
Check the nets.
While this is happening, I'll telepathically message Bolt the knock him off the ship idea.
Great idea. I'll try and think of something.
I don't know. I think I see something over here on the nets.
Make a give me a check, a lie check. What the hell is
Deception.
Oh,
that? Deception check. A lie check.
Okay.
Give me a not
Alright.
telling the truth check.
I got something from the chat. What was it?
Oh
One
yeah.
ticket.
Card.
A ticket. Oh, it wasn't a booth. Okay. All right.
yeah.
Well,
What?
Hey.
How do you? Can I assist her if I'm proficient in deception?
You can assist. Yes, we're using the help action.
Oh, well, there you go. I rolled twice anyway. 14.
What you see? Perhaps they have stowed away on the side.
Yeah. It's wiggling down there. I don't know what it is, but you guys wiggle pretty hard too.
The neogi skitters over the side of the deck, and because of the way gravity works on a Spelljammer, it effortlessly moves across the side of the ship as if it was standing on the flat ground, and begins to check the netting.
I see.
Fuck.
No, there are none here. Thank you for assisting, though.
It skitters
you're
back up.
you're very welcome. I'm sure we'll find any if they're on the ship. Don't worry.
Now
She's always trying to help.
This
This
room
one.
over here.
It says as it skitters over to the kind of captain's / planning area.
I will let myself inside.
Oh no, allow me. You're the guest. Come on now. Here, move aside. I'll open the door for you. Don't watch. Watch for splinters and stuff. That sucks. All right. Okay, we're going down under. Let's this way to down under. Mm-hmm.
It skitters inside. At this point, the other one leaves the room that it was in.
I see no stowaways.
It sniffs at your way bolt.
Who is the captain of this ship?
Oh, that kind of broke up.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Who's the captain of this ship?
Well, it'd be me.
I will be going below deck now.
Yeah, sure. And that door gets stuck. Hey, Ironhide, do you want to get the door to below deck? I know it gets stuck sometimes, and you're so strong, and you can lead the way for us.
Oh, I'm good at unsticking. I'm the best. Come with me. Did you know I'm the captain boson of this ship? I'll show you the bottom.
The large
Bosun does
insect-like
get the door
creature
open.
posts up here close to the door. The neogi moves close to the door, waiting for you to open it.
Pull it really hard and elbow him in the head.
I think your bodyguard's too big to fit in.
Yes, it will be staying out here just to ensure safety.
Makes sense.
Sure. Hey, we've got kind of like a misplaced cargo kind of thing, so if he could kind of stand nearer to one side than the other, old ships and that.
Yes, of course. Now the doors.
Thunder, are you opening the door?
Ironhide.
Oh, Ironhide, you're opening the door?
Oh, you need me to open this door? Oh, okay. Watch this. The magic trick.
I'm watching.
Oh, you're actually watching? That was... Never mind. You're not my favorite. Just open the door.
Very impressive.
He crawls inside.
Good job, Ironhide.
Make sure you lead the way too. That first step, Ironhide, it can be.
Oh, yeah. I go first. I'm the bosun captain.
I telepathically message to Bolt. Bolt, Pops, this is going to shit. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're just winging it right now. They haven't found it yet, so nothing. But when it happens, ugh, fuck.
The neogi inside of the captain / planning area is just checking under the table, sniffing at some of the food that may have kind of been left a little bit on the table.
I see nothing in here. This area is secure.
You guys aren't looking for treasure, are you?
No.
Oh, it's not.
What are you trying to find here? I'm the captain bosun of the ship. And you're looking all around.
We are looking for our property.
Property?
Escaped neogi.
You're a neogi. Like what? You need more of them? And you own each other?
Correct.
You don't make any sense.
This one leaves this area Emma, almost said Glace, and begins heading over here.
I will help this search down below.
This one says.
I mean, it's pretty messy down there. It's probably pretty crowded too.
No worries.
It says as it pushes into the area. Both of them are now beginning to check the kitchen area. Briarbon, one of the more stoutly crewmates, is just sort of like holding his hands up, cloth in one hand, as he's just kind of cleaning the kitchen area. As a neogi kind of peer through, kind of run a hand across the water barrels that you guys have, and just kind of look through this area.
All clear.
And they push forward.
I was going to say, when I want to try and split them up, so when one of them appears, I'll say, oh, well, why don't I take one of you down to the cargo hold real quick? We can look through there, you know, it's mostly empty, so it'll be a quick thing.
Give me a deception check.
Capture.
Oh, that's a big... Yeah!
Yes! Anything.
It looks you up and down.
We will cover more ground this way. Show me.
I think you're going to have to speak non-whispery, Jason, because we're getting a lot of cut out from you.
Is it really? Is it cutting out when I'm just normally talking?
No, it's the whisper specifically.
Okay. It says that this is a good idea.
Show me below deck.
Sure. This way.
Oh, yeah. In the meantime, you know where I think a stowaway would be if there was one that we didn't know about? Come look under these beds. I'm pretty sure there's like, I don't know, there's got to be something under these beds.
While this is happening, can I make a history check on this big giant insect thing that I, Luke, know exactly what is, but Bill may or may not?
Sure.
Illithids probably run into Umberhawks every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, they're both Underdark creatures. That's a 17.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, with the 17, you essentially get the gist of what this thing is. It is actually protecting you guys by keeping its eyes closed, but it could very easily open them, and it is somewhat of a threat if things were to go down.
Yeah, I'm gonna telepathically message to Cogman and then to Thunder. Listen, we got to get rid of this thing quick if things go south. If it's stuck on the ship, it's gonna tear this whole place apart and kill every single one of us. Do you guys have the ability to make it not here anymore? I don't know. I know Emma does, but I'm just saying, if we get the message, we got to push this thing off. That's all there is to it. We're not gonna stand up to this thing in a one-on-one fight. 3-on-1, whatever.
The neogi next to you, Emma, is like pulling the covers out from the beds and just checking underneath.
I want to ask it because I am generally curious. So what exactly are you? Where do you guys come from? What do you do? What's your sign?
We are the neogi, part of the T.H.U.N.D.E.R.
Oh, the Trine. Yeah. Okay. It's like a yep. Cool. I come from a Trine too. It's a big old Trine of halflings. They're pretty cool. Cool people.
I sleep with 3 pillows.
Yeah, he sleeps with 3 pillows. Look how big that guy is. And my Trine's really good with fire. What about your Trine?
We have many skills.
It says it like is not even looking at you as you talk, but is probably listening as it continues to search.
Our numbers are vast.
It says as it clicks over to the other side.
Well, are you good with fire?
If we choose to be, we have a vast amount of weaponry.
Oh, but not naturally, all natural, good with fire.
If we choose to focus in those arts, some of our members may be, but not generally.
Oh, what about you, friends? What are you good at? What do you focus on?
Who are you talking to?
The one that's like
Oh.
I'm asking him what his special is.
Oh.
Looking for my missing property is what I'm
Oh.
good at.
Well, it doesn't seem like you're doing such a good job. I mean,
All the
can't
better
find-
that we do not find them on your ship.
wait, what?
It continues to scuttle along the beds and look.
You don't actually think there's some of you on our ship, really, do you?
You can never be sure.
Can I insight check him?
Sure. This one bolt below is beginning to check the cots and beds down here, looking underneath them, just kind of unfurling some and shifting around some of the covers to make sure there's nothing hiding underneath them.
Yeah. So I could broad stroke what I want to do with him is just same kind of thing him is doing. Is just talk him to ad nauseam, and when he gets close enough to probably look like he's making a check closer to the door, I want to drop some sabotage on him.
Ooh.
So disadvantage on the check that
Yeah.
I feel that he's going to make around that area.
Okay.
That's a good card.
You continue to assail his ears as he moves from bed to bed. He kind of keeps on making almost aggravated chittering noises, and yeah, you continue chatting him up, almost distracting him as he begins making his way into the cargo area. Up top side, Emma, with your insight check, you get the sense that these creatures are relatively crafty, and so they are probably no strangers to other creatures withholding the truth from them or planning other things. So it seems to hold little trust from the way it's from its affectations and the way it's talking.
So, are there any halflings on your ship?
Yes, not on our ship, but in the Trine.
Oh, that's cool. Is there a sign-up sheet or something, or prerequisites? Do you have to pay? It's like a test or whatever, something like that.
No.
Cool. So it's free instatement.
I am done here.
Oh, okay. Well, if you wanna look in this room over here, don't mind Barlaburn. He's just he's just a crew member, not a stowaway.
I shall check below deck to ensure the other has checked the room.
Okay, just don't touch don't touch stairs. I don't know.
Begins to slowly skitter down the stairs. Meanwhile, down on the bottom deck,
Tell him to not touch the plants.
this one begins to kind of clamber its way onto the plants, and it's going to make a perception check in this area, but with disadvantage from the disadvantage imposed by you.
Yeah, these are Emma's plants. See, she grows them, you see. I don't know, seems like she lights a lot of them on fire. I don't know really what the point of that is. Grow them just to light them on fire. Doesn't seem any sensible to me.
So dead. So dead.
Just to burn it away, I don't understand. I tell you, these kids these days.
You see it moving, just not violently, just kind of shifting some of the sacks in this cargo area. It pushes its head down in between, a crack in between some crates, like a ostrich sticking its head in the sand. Pulls back up and chitters, and comes over here and rifles through some of the plants. It turns back to you.
This room is clear. I shall return to the other.
It begins to click past you now, Bolt.
Just what I'm saying. Just plants and old knickknacks. I kick something over. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to pay for that.
As it moves back into this area, Bolt, you see the other one skittering down the steps. This one that's been following you says,
This bottom floor is clear. Our job is done. Unfortunate.
Oh, so you guys are going so soon? Well, before you go, I want to show you this magic trick. It will totally get me in the shrine. I'm sure you guys could totally use it. Look!
Yeah,
I can.
is this something best done up top? Because the last time you showed us a magic trick, you almost burned down the bunks.
Oh no, you guys are good with fire. They're good with fire, right, guys? You guys are good with fire, right?
No! We wish to see no tricks.
Sorry, I'm trying to like maybe intimidate or like cause fear for them to just like get the fuck off already. With
They seem to be moving with a bit more haste.
No magic is necessary. We have searched your vessel. We appreciate you allowing us to survey it.
No problem. Glad that everything was peaceful, he says as he's walking upstairs so that everybody on the ship can hear peaceful.
Do I get to search their ship now?
Maybe next time, Ironhide. Maybe next
They
time.
begin to head back out to the deck.
This is not fair.
They look around and make a clicking noise to the Umber Hulk and begin to make their way back over to the grappling hooks.
This went over better than most inspections.
Can't imagine why.
We shall be taking our leave now. If you come across the names Gaxhorn or Tetralox, contact the neogi of the Trine. We are looking for them.
Sure. You got a card or something? Or just out into the void?
Into the void.
Okay, very good.
And with that, they begin to clamber up onto the taut ropes, linking their ships, and climb their way back.
I just look at Bolt and point to the grenade on my vest and go, huh?
The biggest cartoony.
He just does that thing where he slowly lowers his hand. Just...
You see a bit of steam shoot out of Thunderfall, like a hissing sound, and it almost looks like he kind of like sighs in relief.
You watch as they clamber back on board of their own ship. The grappling hooks go loose, and you see Bolt where they kind of push against the top side of the deck, freeing themselves from one of the railing pieces, and they're kind of flung up in the air and begin to retract back to their ship. And you watch as this ship slowly begins to ascend above your own and slowly begin to turn.
Bye now.
Wait. So the thing with the plants actually worked?
What, you didn't think it was gonna work?
I didn't
hide
think
things from people.
Wow.
I guess that's pretty useful. Well, credit where it's due. Saved all my ammo today.
Oh god. Oh.
Bull, are you okay?
Designation Emma. Wonderful work.
Yeah, we did it.
Not half bad, I suppose.
Oh,
You didn't even have to get your rapier dirty.
What rape?
Oh, haha, right. And I wink my one eye.
Everybody gets a half hour off of their duty shifts, and somebody get a mop up here.
Alright.
Underwear.
Bolt, you being down in the bottom level, watching the one neogi move around, you know that Gaxhorn and Tetralox are locked into the room at the far end. But it does pop into your mind now that they could have easily just yelled out or made some type of sound to initiate that they were there.
I figured that was going to happen. They were just going to yell and blow our cover, but they kept quiet. Maybe they're outlaws. I mean, as outlaws can be in a dark, trying society.
Maybe they're getting off light with us.
Yell at him through the wall. Actually, I could just talk to him through the wall if you guys want.
I mean, is that safe?
I guess so. If they can't see me, maybe.
Okay, sure.
Will doesn't know, so he's like, one of you guys put a gun to my head or something.
Me.
Why did you sound so excited for that?
I'm not excited. Here, I'll get Fireball ready. You just talk to him.
All right, hey, here, and Ill like unfastens from his holster this very large, like conventional Glock-looking gun, and it just hands it to Emma, and it's of course very oversized for a halfling. It's like a giant.
She's holding it like this, like
Yeah.
just like...
All right, so you squeeze the trigger. You don't pull. Just right in the back of the skull. If I start acting funny, funnier than usual.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
You put a lot of faith in this one.
Hey, who dares wins or something like that. Get the first aid kit ready, Pops.
You clamber across a number of overgrown plants that have made their way into the cargo area, pushing past them to get to the door. You kind of take a couple minutes to pull some of these crates out of the way and back into the middle area.
So, if anything, I would like to leave the crates there.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm just going to try to talk to them telepathically.
Okay. So you get close enough where you can do that then.
Was there one that seemed like more, I don't know, friendly than the other one, or were they both just snarling and hissing?
They both seem to regard Bolt with some amount of derision, with a similar amount of scorn, both of them.
All right, eeny, meeny, miny, Tetralox. I send a psychic message to Tetralox, and I open telepathic communication with that creature and say, hey, his name is Tetralox, right? That was one of the two. Hey, Tetralox, how's it hanging? This is Ill, cook and munitions expert. I couldn't help but notice y'all were awfully quiet just now. When it was pretty clear we had other neogi on the ship. Any particular reason you didn't try to blow our cover? Could have been free eel spider things today. She chose not to.
Telepathically says to you, if we were to cause trouble and a battle would have happened, we would have missed watching you all face your deaths. We prefer to see it in person.
I see. And it wouldn't happen to be because, I don't know, you did something to piss the Dark Trine off, and that's how you wound up in the cargo hold of our ship in the first place, maybe? Just a wild guess.
It says nothing.
Ill's looking a little weird, guys.
No, I'm fine. Jeez. All right. I'm gonna walk back to the group and say, look, they say it's because they want to see us die in person, but I think there's still much they ain't telling us. And I ain't about to go in there and start torturing them, because, that's how they get you. That's how they get in your head. So, your guys' guess is as good as mine. I don't know. I tried. Can I have my gun back?
Oh, yeah. Here you go.
Points
Aha! Rulership for the neogi. I'm just kidding.
Like points it right at your face as she hands it back to you.
Anyway.
That's not funny. But anyway.
I thought it was funny.
Where are we taking them again?
We're taking them back to the prison ring, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
The prison ring is gone. and destroyed.
We're taking them to a prison-like structure,
You're
right?
taking them to what has been described to you guys as a FOB, a forward operating base for the patrollers.
Oh, okay.
What they plan to do with them there, you guys are unsure.
Watchman McCain.
I don't know, boss.
Well, one way or another, they are here, and we'll just...
Something about this stinks, though. I don't know.
I think
It
we
doesn't-
should beat him up.
No. Leave them in there. But, I mean, if they had just yelled...
Maybe they want to be transported to the place that they're going. Maybe they're a part of this somehow. And the guys that just came on our ship just, they're just playing it.
Well, the faster we get them off our ship, the faster we get them out of our hair.
Why don't we take... is there anyone we can contact to, like, change prison places?
Oh.
You know?
Is there a different fob we could take them to? Maybe give them the slip, drop them off at a different location than originally planned.
You guys, if there is one, you guys wouldn't be privy to one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, once we get them to the fob, it's not our problem anymore.
Exactly.
I don't know much, but I know that you finished the mission that you started.
Yep. Hey, for once, I think we agree.
Let's away, boys. Woo!
This calls for a celebration. I'm gonna try to make brewer's tools for the first time in my life.
All right.
It's an artificer ability. They could just make a set of tools. It takes them an hour. So Illa's gonna start making like a backwoods like moonshine still in the galley.
You have all the equipment necessary to do so.
Yeah. It's called right tool for the job, and this tool is a moonshine still. So
I was just thinking about doing that for navigation tools if we don't have any.
Boom, do it.
The crewmate here, Briarbun, actually takes a little bit of an interest once he sees exactly what you're concocting. Hey, need a hand there? He says.
Oh, you know how these work? Stills for alcoholic libations for mammalians and other like-minded creatures.
I happen to be a mammalian species, yes.
All right. I guess I take a few pointers. Never, mind flayers ain't much for the sauce, I think. If it gets us drunk, we don't much care about how it tastes.
He looks you up and down. Well, maybe at one point you were. Maybe somewhere that's still inside you.
Ooh.
Probably. It's, makes a lot of sense on account of how I know how to cook all this stuff for you folks, but, I just eat brains.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the difference between sage and coriander, but it's a very vital difference for making an ethnic plate of delicious food.
You keep serving up that mammalian food, and I think we've got a good thing going here.
Alright, it all tastes like soap to me, so... How do I know what soap tastes like? Anyway. I keep building my distill with Briarburn sort of telling me what I'm actually building.
Yeah, he
I just
seems to
imagine
take...
half the shit Ill does is just like memories from his humanoid host that he inhabited.
This is a weird thing I used to know.
Yeah.
Emma, you were previously piloting the ship, and there was 2 more 8-hour periods before you reached Scoria, where the FOB is located. So if you want, you can mark 2 more spell slots off, and you guys are welcome to travel the rest of the 16 hours to reach Scoria. If there's anything you would like to do on the way before reaching it, let me know. Otherwise, here's the map, and you can move your token over. You just let me know.
I could take the last 8-hour shift. I'm saying this out of character. I was going to say, if you take the next 8 hour, I can spend 1 hour of it crafting some navigation tools, and then just taking a short rest to get my spell slot back, so I can do the last 8 hours.
Thunder, you do it. I like this bear rug.
Yeah, it should be fine.
I'm gonna go to Bolt then and ask him if I could use his captain's quarters to make some navigation tools and leave them in there for him.
Yeah, sure. I might use the map room, though. That'd be a better place for it.
I might require a little bit of privacy, sir, to work on it uninterrupted.
Oh. Okay. That Bob's character, by the way. Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever you need.
I'm gonna head in there and just work in there for an hour, and then when that shifts over, I'll hop up and take the last 8 hours.
Sure. Emma, you want to spend the last 8 hours kind of recouping and getting your spell slots back, taking some rest?
Yeah, Emma's gonna just lay down flat on the bear rug.
This is wild space, so their time has no meaning here. It's all relative to whatever planetoid you'd typically be on. So you guys kind of just take your shifts. It's light enough where it's not dim light out here traveling through wild space, and there's this pervasive, ever-flowing, like visceral, just reddish tinge to the area here. That makes up this particular portion of the Twixt wild space as you guys continue pressing on. So you can do those things, Thunder, get them done. Emma, you switch with him at the last 8-hour shift and just spend a little bit of time resting and recouping those spell slots. Thunder, you can just mark a single spell slot off as you guys continue. The rest of what makes up the asteroids in this field begins to give way, and the last 8 hours is relatively clear skies as you continue pressing on, finally making your way to Scoria. Hang on just a second.
Bill starts making some pretty gnarly hooch.
Oh, are you sharing any of that with anybody, by the way?
Oh, well, I imagine, I don't know how long this would take to make, but I imagine if it's a still, it probably takes a while. So I'm getting the process started, I guess. I'm doing a trial run with just like straight grain alcohol.
I wonder how long it would actually take.
I don't know. Make something up.
It's like
magic. Kind of.
Is it magic hooch or
no? I just have brewer supplies.
Oh.
It's like I'm
Standard
taking like
hooch.
wheat and malt from the storeroom, from the larder, and just trying to make hooch with it.
Real world talk, I know that it usually takes at least 2 to 3 months for it to like ferment in like just a pony keg. So I mean, if you're gonna do it and like by the end of the day, you're just gonna have some like rancid oatmeal.
Oh yeah, no, it's not gonna be. I'm gonna start making it now.
Well, you get the feeling, Il, that by the end of this campaign, you'll have some pretty tasty beverages.
Make it as flammable as possible.
With that, you're able to make it basically the rest of the way there. And let me do some quick things here. I'm going to grab your guys' tokens and just move them over to this new map really quickly.
my token.
What was that, Kyle?
No, my token.
Yes, your token. Your token goes. That was a very wise move of you, Bolt, with your inspiration, because the other roll was a 19.
Oh,
Bolt saving the day, just like always.
it only looks wise because lucky works. Because lucky makes it look like a good plan.
Oh my god, I'm grabbing these fucking plants.
Yeah, they were all over. You committed to that.
Look, this was Emma. This wasn't me. She
It's a
made
good
them
plan.
grow.
Every time I request plants on a ship, you always grab the plant. Time.
Okay, so let's put you guys here, and let's get rid of that weird mark there, because that has nothing to do with anything. Okay, blow
I see
you up
her
a little
using
bit.
her unspent spell slots at the end of the day just to make him grow larger once more, randomly. Goddamn floating jungle.
floating jungle.
Yeah, the ship is just basically a jungle at that point.
Okay. You guys are making your way here. As the ship continues approach, I'll switch maps in just a second here. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I just want to bet 1 gold that they're in on it and this is a trap.
Yeah, I think there's something up.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Keep stepping on people.
So I'll take that bet. Are we making a bet? Who's betting? I'm in.
Oh, I'm betting the 1 gold. It's totally a trap.
I would like to take that bet and raise it by 5 gold.
Oh shit, guys, I don't have 5 gold. I don't have 5 gold.
We're playing games. I'll play games.
Yeah. How much gold do you want to give up? Yeah. How much gold do you want to give up?
Well, I'm not giving up gold. I always win.
Oh, that's not a fun game.
Oh, well, alright, so I'm gonna read the books back. We've got Emma at 1 gold, and Thunder, you've got 5 gold. I've got 3 gold. Whoever wins takes the pot, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll do 10 gold.
All right.
Oh, yes!
Wait, so it's a trap. So
It's a trap.
how does this work if we all are right?
Yep, you guys all think it's a trap. I think it's not a trap. We'll find out.
Okay, yeah. Great, cool.
I'm just gonna steal your money.
As the ship begins to approach Scoria, your caravel, the Predator, approaches what looks to be a scorching planetoid. As the ship descends with Thunder piloting it, Thunder, you avoid red-hot geysers that spew across the surface as it makes its way towards what looks to be Scoria's lone landmark, an ebony tower crafted from molten rock set beside a lava lake. I'll shift the map over here.
Fancy.
There we go. Okay.
I immediately don't like this place. It's too hot.
It's pretty cool.
As the Predator approaches, Thunder, you're able to notice this vertical tower here has landing pads that are built both for land and sea vessels. Like some of them are flat where vessels could just land that have just standard landing procedures, and there's also other ones that are kind of like crafted like an oval like ring, so ships that are more shaped like boats and sea vessels can slowly descend and kind of almost just like sit inside of this cup-shaped dock. The tower here is some feet above, keeping you guys clear and your ship from the hazardous ground below. As the ship descends, fitting into this cup, a set of double doors attached to the tower here at this landing bay opens, and you see a number of patroller soldiers push out onto the docks to help with your ship. And they greet you all and essentially let you know the level here on this FOB in which to report to your operations manager, the Outrider. They also tell you that as soon as you guys clear the ship and make way, they're going to go ahead and take care of the prisoners for you, the 2 neogi you have on board.
And are they dressed in? They're dressed in like patroller stuff, right?
You guys are able to identify these. They are dressed in patroller gear. That's correct.
Pops, you should ask them what the lowdown is. Something's up. I bet they know.
Yeah, all right. What's up with these? Who are these guys? We know they're escaped prisoners, but we got boarded by a bunch of neogis.
One of them turns to the other half-elf looking individual looks back. Sorry, sir, we are not too familiar with these ourselves. Perhaps your outrider may have more information.
Didn't see a yogi coming through here.
This area is secure. The neogi aren't particularly kind to the warmer temperatures of this area.
Well, I've been more as prisoners, not tourists, but
How do you mean?
well, like we're carrying these two neogi as prisoners. Is this the only cargo? Are we the only ones doing this, or have other prisoners been rerouted here?
This area used to serve as a base for what we believe to be some warfaring race. They have since been cleared out, and we have repurposed it for the patrollers' sake. We do not typically see many prisoners come here. We try to keep this particular FOB relatively off the charts. However, we do have particular holding cells that are relatively well defended should the case arise, such as a situation like this, sir.
Okay, no more questions. Hey, let's get this one done as quickly as we can. I got
All right.
super creeping feeling.
All right. It's fine with me.
Improvised prison that's not on any maps. Okay.
So you guys head inside?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm excited for some gold.
Real quick insight check. Are these guys, I don't know, are they actually, like, are they elves and GIF and stuff? Are they different races?
They look like the same mixture you would see on any quagga. That's correct.
All right.
Nothing stands out without a check.
I'll make a check just for the sake of it.
Sure.
I'm going to narrow my eye and make an insight check to make sure we're not getting duped.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
I think before you know how that turns out, let me inside take advantage on that.
Okay. Well, it's going to be 12 total.
You get the sense, Ill, that this is just the escort crew for prisoners. They truly do not have... It's less that they're necessarily hiding anything, and more that they're just not a rank to be privy to even some of the knowledge you guys may have, or whatever operation is going on, for whatever reason you've been sent here. They're just here to take these prisoners in, escort them to the holding cells, and then continue carrying on.
Well, this is the easiest mission we've ever done. Let's get these schmucks inside and get paid.
Yeah, let's get paid.
I said.
Captain, have you not been to this location before?
No, I've not.
While we're strolling through here, I'd like to...
As you begin to push through the doors and look into the interior, it's different than a quagga or anything, because the makeup of this tower looks to be not the standard that you would see with the patrollers. However, the interior does look similar with the makeup of some of the soldiers who marched by, and some of the crates and paraphernalia that you would see around that bear the markings of the patrollers. And as you guys push in, you're able to see the other crew that you just spoken to begin to step onto your ship to get the two neogi prisoners. And you guys similarly are able to know where to report to your outrider. He is on the 23rd floor here.
Ooh.
If they step on the ship, I want to give them whatever the Pioneer Patroller salute is.
Sure, it's like just a quick slap of a clenched fist against the chest. Okay. they do the same, and they bow to you, and that's like a customary thing. The extra bow is to those who are of a higher rank.
Neat. Alright, cool.
All right.
You guys head inside, and I'm assuming you head to the outrider?
May as well.
Okay.
No reason to dawdle.
As you guys make your way, you find yourselves coming upon two wooden double doors. Two patroller guards stand at the sides. They look you up and down and push the doors open to allow you to enter. You enter into what looks to be some type of strategy room. There is a large table with a drawn map on top of it and a number of pieces, more than likely indicating where the various number of patroller groups are spread out in this particular sector of the Twixt plain. There is a number of seats surrounding it, and at the far end you see a stout but muscular, reddish, slightly purplish, pinkish colored Gif sitting at the far end of the table. He is in relatively high-ranked clothing and also bears a scar over one of his eyes that goes from top and goes down to the bottom.
Ooh, pretty cool looking.
He looks to you all and bids you welcome.
Survey, I've been waiting for you.
Actually, let me turn my voice on here.
Survey, please, have a seat, he says.
Okay.
Bill sits in the back.
As you guys begin to take your seats, he gives a wave of his hand, and you watch as the two patroller guards at the front, who have still opened up the doors and standing inside the room now, begin to pull them closed, stepping back outside. So it's only you and the outrider here that is along with you. He looks to you all and addresses you by introducing himself as
Outrider Barry, he says.
Berry.
Berries.
Berries.
As he looks you up and down, he says,
So, Survey, how was the trip over?
Yeah, pretty smooth, uneventful. There was that time the neogi boarded us, but otherwise pretty good.
Yeah, we got boarded by a T.H.U.N.D.E.R ship.
Yeah.
Boarded? How did that interaction carry through?
Well, with some fast thinking of my crew and even faster fingers, we gave them a little bit of a slip, a little runaround, little misdirection. Not sure that they noticed the people that we were carrying, but they left without saying anything, and best of my knowledge, they didn't follow us here.
If that is the case, then excellent work.
Hey, so, something's been bugging me, though. Our prisoners could have made a hell of a lot of noise and blown our cover, but they didn't. You wouldn't happen to know why that's the case? These guys hated by the T.H.U.N.D.E R? They do something to piss the T.H.U.N.D.E R off? What's going on? It's killing me. It's killing me. I gotta know.
You will find out soon enough, as this is the reason that they have been brought here.
Ah.
You will have the personal opportunity to see to it exactly what is going on with them.
Okay, alright.
But that is only part of your job here. Pathfinder, Bolt, you have been recruited by the Expeditioneers along with the rest of the survey here for a very special operation. A unique assignment. We patrollers, as you all have served with us, some more than others, we have a creed. Forever do we serve a pioneer till the end. The cosmos we preserve, patrolling round the bend. It is our responsibility to not only continue to explore and chart the unknown of the Twixt,
but to also ensure the general safety of its populace. We do our best, as you all know, in maintaining peace while keeping an eye out on the dark corners. Some of you may be aware that we currently have a bit of a tenuous relationship between a pact, a faction of 3 different species called the T.H.U.N.D.E.R, made up of Skro, Neogi, and Vodani.
Mm-hmm.
When we came to realize their numbers and their organizational factors, we were able to come to terms with them under a treaty called the Freedom to Serve Treaty. This pact between us has kept somewhat of a tense and precarious relationship, but one that has held together so far. So long as the Trine follows the treaty, which states that if they are to have work from other individuals, it is to be under their own will, and they are not to be enslaved in order to do so. As you know, we cannot allow a number of races, especially an organized sect of them, to come in here and begin enslaving various members of the populace of the Twixt.
Sure.
In return, we patrollers have agreed to stay out of whatever other affairs they get into. So far, this has worked until recently. We have come across some information that may prove that the Trine are potentially acting in direct violation of this treaty. But because of it, we cannot publicly stick our noses in the affairs.
Oh, okay.
That is what you are for.
Yeah.
There is a new rank among the patrollers, known as the Dark Frontiersmen, and you each, whatever rank you had before, it is now replaced. You can call yourselves a Dark Frontiersman, and along with it, the responsibility of working for us patrollers covertly.
Okay.
Oh, this is so cool.
See, Pops, I told you were getting a promotion at the end of this. You didn't believe me.
I called it. I'm so
Also,
smart.
not a trap, so you 3 pay up.
Oh,
I didn't lose.
Updating protocols. Designation: Captain, Bosun, Dark Frontiersman, Ironhide.
Yeah, see, I didn't lose at all. He says I won. You can keep
That's
your
what I-
gold though.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I was
This-
so sure. I was so sure.
This responsibility means that whatever forwarding missions I give to you all, you are never to reveal that you are related with the patrollers.
Easy.
Also, on the opposite side of things, if something should happen where word gets out that you are all directly related to us, out of safety the patrollers will deny working along with you.
Oh, so that's just gonna. So if just say if we do get into like the bad business and we need help, like who's gonna be there to help us?
I believe that you are more than capable of helping yourselves.
Okay, that answers my question. Thanks, sir.
Sir, should we be compromised? Shall I execute termination protocols?
This is getting better.
Maybe.
I would not say that is specifically necessary, however, you must understand that should that situation happen, that it is out of necessity that the patrollers denounce you.
Oh,
This is great. This is everything we could want as soldiers. This is fantastic news. I'm happy to be a part of it.
I realize that this information means that this will be a thankless job.
Good. Less
Most
people-
jobs.
Haha, also that.
This was truthfully intended for a separate group, a particular group of wild knots, but the expeditioners were unable to contact them to enlist them for this.
Sir, may I ask what other group it was?
That is above my own pay grade.
Oh.
Even so, the expeditioners have confidence that this current team of you all can pull it off. On top of that, Pathfinder Bolt, or now Dark Frontiersman Bolt, you have already been a part of this operation, whether you realize it or not.
Oh.
You
right.
watch as Barry pulls out and unfurls a number of documents out onto the table. He says, "These were some of the items you retrieved during your capture of Gaxorn and Tetralox."
Oh, yeah.
As you guys begin to search them over, Barry continues to fill you in on their details. These documents are research notes gathered from those neogi from the ship that they were on regarding creatures known as the Witchlight Marauders.
The what?
Ooh, witches?
I don't feel like I've ever heard that term before. But it sounds distractive.
Could I take a history check on that?
Sure.
Alright. Specifically the Witchlight Marauders?
Sure. Oh shit.
Sure.
I was going to ask if I could add my other modifier for it, since it was technical, but I don't think I need to for that.
Take your good boy card.
Thank you, sir.
In your memory banks, Thunder, this is not common information. However, you have maybe studied these creatures in the past or have come to know them through tales, perhaps of family tales or something else related to that. However, as you try to recollect ideas of them, you remember that these creatures were first created by the Skro under the guise that they were a means of defense against what they, at the time, some years ago, deemed some type of elvish aggressions. You know that in truth, however, from the tales that you have been told, that the Marauders were shock troops, organic first strike weapons meant to devastate entire elven planets. You know from your reading or the stories you've been told as they have passed on that their efficiency as killing machines was matched only by their hunger and fast breeding.
Huh.
Wow.
I
Well,
relay that.
Oh. Wait. So what do we have to do with these Witchalock things?
Barry says, "The Marauders have not been heard about for some time. We all assumed, at least from the tales of legends old, that they had been destroyed. However, research notes such as this gives us some amount of implication that there may be some plans by the Trine, considering that the Skro are a part of it, that there may be some type of revival in the works. They lied to us once. We want to see to it that they are not lying to us again."
I admit I'm still not clear. So is this a reconnaissance thing we're doing? Are we gathering information, secrets? Well, what are we doing here?
This operation will run for as long as it needs in order to make sure that the T.H.U.N.D.E.R isn't working on bringing the Marauders back in some fashion, and you, Dark Frontiersmen, will be the first line of defense if so. In terms of your actual immediate operations, because both you had recovered these documents from the ship during the capture of Gaxorn and Tetralox, you are all to first interrogate the two to see what else they may know about this potential Marauder plan.
I don't know if anybody on your crew has a stomach for interrogation. I mean, that just doesn't sound like the type of thing any of us really would be any good at or like or enjoy. Oh, right. Hey, Bill.
I can eat their brains.
Oh.
I can turn them into jelly for you, and then you can eat their brains.
Yeah. I get some of the juice that they was thinking about when I eat people's brains.
Sure. Well, yeah, we could try it with the first one. If it doesn't work, we still got a spare.
There we go.
I have been given orders to note that these two could still be used as leverage against the Trine Yogi, so if at all possible, we would prefer for them to be kept alive.
Bummer.
What about just like a slice of their brain? Can we just have a slice of their brain? Would that do it? Is that enough?
As mentioned, preferably kept alive.
Yeah.
In what shape? I never mentioned any details on that front.
I telepathically say to Bolt, if I eat their brain, that kills them.
Okay, well, we gotta rule that one in then.
Yeah.
If you can, find out where they got the information, these notes from. And if it was or wasn't them planning to use these. If that is a potential, then I ask that you get a lead on who else, if it be Trine or others, may be involved in this.
Shit.
I will give you the location on level 3 in which we have some of our holding cells. In the meantime, get your cells settled in, grab your things from off of your ship. But afterwards, I'll need you to get to work. Room and board will be covered as per usual patroller operations. After the interrogation, you're to report back here and let me know what you have found out. As for this particular FOB, all of the facilities that you are used to seeing on any other normal Quagga or patroller fleet vessel are available here as well.
Okay.
As he says this, he also reaches into one of the desk drawers here at this wooden table and pulls out what looks to be a banded stack of what look like tickets and begins to hand them out to each of you. Everyone, please roll a 1d3.
Come on.
Give me that 3.
Money. Come on, big money.
Yeah!
I rolled a perfect 2.
Yeah. Oh, that 3 wasn't mine. That's okay. He's all right.
Okay, is that everybody? Yeah. It is a stack of 11 expedition tickets.
Ooh.
Barry kind of just places it on the table and pushes it out to you all in the center and says, this will be your payment. They are expedition tickets. They can be exchanged for local coin, crafting recipes, or even wildstone socketing if needed, he says. And also, along with that, I will share with you guys. I'm pretty sure it's actually already available to you, but let me just make sure here. Under rules, you have the expedition tickets that you can make use of.
Yeah.
Il snaps off his 3 tickets from the backside of the.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
roll.
do we want to split them up, or do we want to wild bits?
I ain't sharing with you a lot.
Yeah, okay.
As you guys begin kind of looking them over and trying to figure out who's going to dole them out, Barry says, each successful mission progression will award you each individually with more tickets. better information that you gather regarding uncovering the truths about what the Trine knows about marauders and what they may be planning, the better. If you have any other questions, make sure to report back to me. Otherwise, I bid you farewell on your interrogation.
Well, all right.
So, well, I guess I'll wait for us to be outside before I say anything else.
Yeah, if you guys don't have any other questions, he bids you adieu, and the 2 elven guards posted at the doors open them and allow you guys to step back out. He goes back to his planning and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, what's up?
Outrider, Barry. That is your real name instead of code name.
Dark Frontiersman Ironhide.
Oh, I like the way that sounds. Just question for you. So there's Outriders, and there's Wayfarers. Where's a Dark Frontiersman go?
In the hierarchy of the Patrollers, considering the responsibilities of the Dark Frontiersmen, you are on a tier all your own.
That's what I like to hear. Thank you.
That's right, big guy. We're going places.
Outrider.
He looks you up and down. I notice you carry a sizable maul with you. What about your proficiencies with firearms?
Oh, I love firearms. I got this little pistol right here. And I got this little grenade right here.
He pulls out one of his own pistols and places it on the table and pushes it across the table so it slides over to you. I would like to see then you disassemble this gun completely and then reassemble it back to the shape it was. You have 30 seconds, he says.
Oh. A game. I'll even put my Debbie down for this one.
Good luck, big guy.
So make me some kind of check if you want to try and disassemble this firearm and quickly put it back together.
Oh.
Sure.
Slap him on the shoulder.
Like a gamepad. What would
30
that
seconds,
take?
go!
You could do a number of things. I mean, you have firearm proficiency, so you could just make a firearm proficiency check.
Which is...
It would be whatever your proficiency bonus would be, I imagine.
+3. Okay. Sure. I'd say athletics if I'm trying to do it with haste.
I'll take that too, sure.
Okay, and
I can be easily persuaded.
What now?
I can be easily persuaded.
Can I use my advantage card on it too?
Yes. Yes, you can.
All right then. Even though I was gonna Ironhide my Ironhide with +3 AC, but this is more important. All right, athletics at advantage.
Wow.
Holy shit. 24. What does it look like as you very adeptly disassemble or reassemble the gun?
Essentially, Ironhide's gonna mumble each part. He takes it apart, then kind of spread it all out real quick, and then put it right back together, and then flip it back over, and then stand at attention. Never leave home without it.
There is a sly grin that forms across Barry's face as he grabs it and kind of like pulls his vest open and slides it back in. I believe you'll do just fine.
Thank you, Outrider, sir.
He pulls out one more expedition ticket and slides it over to you, Ironhide.
Oh, you're my favorite.
Well then, if nothing else, report to me after the interrogation.
He's gonna Thunder would salute him and walk out of the room.
Sure.
Outrider, do you still... Ironhide slowly pulls out a Debbie ration. Or are you cutting back these days?
Oh my god!
You see Barry trying to remain as professional as possible. He does that thing where he like straightens himself up in his chair and like pulls his vest taut and just says, "Trying to cut back a little. How many do you have?"
You'll do fine. And I'll just slide one back. It's almost like cigarettes in the field.
He almost doesn't look at them, but slides them underneath the table and nods.
He does that thing where he opens a drawer and rushes them in and closes the drawer.
Just turn, not say another word, just march out.
All right, so you guys head out of the room. The two guards stationed at the doors kind of pull them shut behind you as he carries on with his business, getting things in gear here at this relatively, what you guys guess now, similar to your own Dark Frontiersman's roles. This base here is probably more than likely a more covert location for the patrollers, and a less easily identifiable spot than most quagga or patroller areas would be, like a quagga and stuff like that. So you guys have full access to whatever shopping or anything that you want. Your expedition tickets, as you know from me sharing that little chart with you, you're welcome to, if you want to buy stuff, use those tickets to buy particular things. You could also, if you just want some extra gold, turn those tickets in for 25 gold pieces for each one that you get. And then I believe Glace, did you get an extra one? Or Glace, Emma, did you get an extra one?
From the chat.
Okay, was that Anashika? Did she give you an extra one?
Was that, Kevin, do you know? Was that Anashika that gave me one? Yes, thank you, Anashika.
Thank you. So you have an extra one yourself.
Yes.
And then, of course, you guys, until you decide how to divvy them up, have the mound that he gave you previously. So it is up to you if you want to do any, like shopping stuff, getting whatever gear you may want, any extra stuff like that, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, all the facilities are open to you, and you know where to head to meet with some of the patrollers to begin this questioning, quotation marks.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to everyone about that. So if we got to keep them alive, I'm no good. I mean, I could flash a gun at them. I don't think that's going to be very scary, though.
I'm scary. I'm really
Ooh.
scary.
Yeah.
She bought you another one, Emma.
Oh.
What a
Yeah,
sweetheart.
I know.
Thank you.
Girl, yes. Anashika. So that means I give 2 to Bolt because I feel like he will keep track of them better than I will.
2 in total now?
From me, yeah.
Wait. So you had 1 from earlier, this
Mhm.
one, then you rolled a 0 on the D3?
Oh no, I got 2. So I guess I had 4. I had 4. Sorry. This is why Bolt's gonna keep track of my ticket.
Oh.
Good old reliable Captain Bolt.
Yeah. I love inventory management.
Do
I
we
can hold
wanna-
them. I won't eat them.
Keep in mind.
I'm gonna hold on to mine as well.
I'll hold on to mine for now.
So, team, what would you like to do?
I want to go see Ironhide punch some guys.
Yeah, and I ain't got no shopping to do.
I don't think so at this point.
Alright, well, everybody line up and tell me a lie. I'm gonna see if I can tell if you're a bad liar or not. Is anybody gonna be good at this? Because I don't think Locke is gonna be very good.
Why do we have to lie?
Be very good at this.
Why
Yeah,
don't you
maybe.
just tell them we're torturing them? Why do we have to lie about it? Hi,
That's
I'm
what
gonna torture
I'm-
you now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe do like a good cop, bad cop kind of thing. You're the good cop. Pops.
I can sometimes be quite persuasive.
Ooh.
I like how it sounded like persuasive had quotation marks around it. Send him in.
That sounds like you're a good cop there. Alright, so we got Cogman is good cop. Who's got bad cop? You want to go for bad cop?
No. Send in the big hippo.
Yeah,
Or
Did you see how I play with that gun? That was nothing. I could play with somebody's head like that.
Oh, excellent. Yep. You both seem like... maybe we got these backwards. Maybe you should be a good combination. Whatever, you guys can figure it out. You do the dance. You want to do the dance. You are my guys.
you know,
There are things that we gotta find out. Sent them why, what their favorite color is. That's very important.
Oh, colors.
we gotta ask about the Witchalock thing. Just ask about the Witchalock thing, and hopefully they don't know anything about it.
they're
And we
Witch
could just
Knight Crusaders, ill.
yeah, okay, Witchlight
God.
Crusaders, whatever. Just
Like,
get from them that they don't know anything, so we can call this mission done. Because I don't want to have anything to do with whatever Thunder said a witch whatever thinger is.
Witch like Crusader.
I love that Emma is just is also wrong about the name.
I don't think it was Stardust Crusaders.
no, witch lighters.
Oh,
whichever light we're crusading, just let's not kill them before we need to, okay? Can we all promise that? We try at least we try not to kill before we need to.
Yeah, I mean I ain't gonna eat their brains or nothing without permission.
I mean, as soon as we need to, you're the guy. But until
That's right.
Permission
safe.
permission to join them to search my databanks for any knowledge.
I think
we should all go.
let's keep it light. No, just the two.
Oh, fuck, you never let us have any fun.
Oh wait, no. We do need to outnumber them. Okay, you three go. God damn, this is gonna go awful.
Thank you, sir.
Don't. Go for it.
So what's the game plan?
Okay, 2 bad cops and 1 good cop, okay?
I'm gonna sit in the back, or you know, when you're giving a deposition, you have someone with a typewriter just taking down notes. I just want to sit there and listen to what they're saying.
Court reporter. Oh my god.
Yeah, essentially. And if I hear them talk about anything, I'd like to take, investigation history, insight checks, just to like see if I can figure out anything what they're talking about. If it sparks anything for me.
Sure.
Aggressively take transcripts.
So are all of you guys heading down to the holding cells?
Handwriting mostly.
Okay. As you all make your way down there, you are greeted by similarly two station soldiers at the entryway, and the doors open to allow you inside a slightly darkened room. As you step inside, you're able to see both Gaxorn and Tetralox. They're being held in a darkened stone cell, which looks to be under heavy surveillance. There's actually quite a few soldiers posted outside and around this area. The room that they're being held in is separated from their side to yours by a large glass steel panel. You guys would know this just from serving in the Patrollers. The glass steel is a very, very thick, transparent form of what seems to be glass, but as its title is hard as steel. One of the nearby elven guards mentions to you guys it has been enchanted on one side to serve as a mirror, meaning that if the neogi are packing any type of teleportation magic or anything that relies on sight, that they won't be able to do so. They can only see a reflection of themselves. As you all step in, the same patroller soldier mentions that the party can place a hand. As he points, you all see a small darkened stone that seems smooth, that it's actually embedded into the wall near the glass steel panel. And he mentions that if you place a hand on the stone, It is enchanted so that you can communicate into the other room with the neogi. Otherwise, no speech on your side will be overheard by them as you guys delegate. He also says, and if you all need to get face to face with them, Barry has given you authority to enter their cells if it calls for some incentivized cooperation.
Nice.
Though we do warn against it considering the tricky nature of the neogi held within. Otherwise, they are all yours.
Alright, boys. Make us proud. Don't kill anybody.
You see both Gaxorn and Tetralox skittering about in the room, sometimes hissing at one another, speaking in what you guys assume to be their own neogi language. A bunch of clicks and hisses amongst one another as they're peering around. So what do you guys do?
Cogman, just when you're in there, make sure you do a good job. That is Bardic Inspiration. You can add a d6 to an ability check or save throw. You can use it after you see the roll, but before you know the outcome. So you can use it after you roll.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. Is there like an intercom, or do we have to go in to speak to them?
There's, as the patroller pointed out, there's like a smooth stone, like a dark stone embedded on the wall, and it's like an arcane communicator. If you place a hand on that, you can speak into the other room and they can hear. Otherwise, whatever you guys have as a discussion in this room, they cannot overhear that.
Okay.
I want to do guidance again on Ironhide and tell him.
Alright, big guy, I don't remember what cop you are, good or bad. You're gonna do great.
And give him guidance.
You're my little champion. Here's your head pats. You get all of these.
Yes.
Ironhide, should you have to go in there, please let me know before you go in.
You'll know. But okay.
I guess I'll put my hand against the stone and, so, we know you guys work with the Shrine, so tell us what they're up to, and just make it easy on you both.
As they hear this, they seem to look around, trying to search around for the voice, and one of them hisses.
T.H.U.N.D.E.R. We do not work for T.H.U.N.D.E.R.
No.
We know differently. Just tell us the truth.
The T.H.U.N.D.E.R. are our enemies.
Well, you must know about what they're doing then. In that case, maybe you can just assist us. What are they up to? We hear rumors.
One of them, as much as you can muster a shrug with spider legs, does so.
We have no idea what you're speaking about.
Why are they your enemies?
One of them hisses.
We are renegades.
Is that why those others of your race came looking for you?
A mixture of that and making sure if you were to be torn apart on the trip, we could see it in person.
Oh, so you really did say that. Take my hand off the communicator for a second. Did I look back at the crew? It's like, what other information how did we know about the witch lighter thingies? Where did they hear this? I forget. Did they say?
The documents that Barry showed you all were retrieved by Bolt. Although Bolt, you didn't like spend time to read through it all. You just captured them and found some paraphernalia on the ship that they were on when you brought them in. The documents on their ship that they were in during their capture from Bolt were the research notes on the Marauders.
So your question is, it seems like they stole these documents, maybe? Tried to flee, maybe?
Alright,
Did Luke disappear?
Yeah.
He crashed. He'll be right back.
Oh shit, okay.
in a crash, yeah.
Maybe try and find out where they were taking them. Documents.
When I put my hand back on the stone,
Mm-hmm.
when you were captured, you had notes with you. What were you doing with those?
They both look to one another for a second and seem to be mumbling. One of them turns back and says,
We will be happy to share this information with you, provided we are given the promise of release after this interaction.
That's where they'll go.
Take my hand off the stone. Do we know what the patrollers are planning to do with them once we get the info we need?
Barry has not made that. He hasn't made that exclusively known to you guys per se. You may assume that some of that is in your hands too, depending on what information you can gather from them.
Alright. I'll put my hand on the stone. There may be a way we can arrange that if you continue to assist us, and if your information is good. That's definitely something that can happen.
Gaxorn says,
We have learned the errors of our ways. You promise freedom after this conversation. We shall tell you everything.
Well, we do, of course, have to verify the information that you give us. We keep our word, though. Like I said, if your information is as good as it seems.
So, Cogman, do you mean that, or are you lying to get the information from them?
No, I mean it. And the way I say it's like we will discuss it if there's a chance we can help. So I want to use persuasion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give me a persuasion check.
Yes.
Oh shit! That's a good boy card, right? That's a natty 20.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Damn. All right, there's your good boy card. Go ahead and grab one of those.
I for sure thought I was gonna have to use that D6, but I'll take that. Yeah.
You hear them chittering to one another.
We will fill you in based on this information, and you will find a way to secure our freedom. Yes, we agreed to this deal.
Excellent. I think you'll find this will work for both of us. So, in that case, tell us what
questions do you have for us?
What do you know about these notes, about these witch-light marauders, I believe they are? Crusader.
They say,
the vessel that we were captured in, we commandeered from neogi who were part of the T.H.U.N.D.E.R. The notes that we found about these witch-light creatures were also part of other documents we perused through during our travel through wild space. Apparently the neogi of the T.H.U.N.D.E.R were planning some type of phase 1 of what they deemed an Operation Offspring.
Operation Offspring. What? Where did you when you commandeered the vessel? Do you know about where in the Twixt you were?
They tell you it wasn't far off from here, probably like within a week's travel. And Bolt, you yourself would remember,
Okay.
that it was after you were given the intel that a couple weeks after the destruction of the Omega Prison Ring, these two started causing havoc and trouble, and you were sent in to bring them in. And so you headed them off in a ship and crew of your own, and you were able to bring them back. And it's probably been like a month or so now.
Would we have enough information to sort of like try to figure out where the T.H.U.N.D.E.R ship was coming from? So maybe we have an idea of where this is all happening, or
They would tell you,
We are not sure the operations of the Trine ship, though likely something to do with this operation of theirs.
take my hand off the stone. I turn back. Was that everything I believe that we needed?
Why did
Was there
they,
anything else?
Why did they defect again? Why did they renegade?
Oh, so sorry, I missed some stuff. They're renegades. That's why they didn't answer when they could have escaped.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that was part of it.
Okay.
They said.
You don't
Is there
know. They haven't. You don't know the answer to that, Emma.
Ask him.
Ask him where they're taking the stuff. Yeah. Renegades from who for who?
All right. Touch the stone. So, when you say renegades, what exactly were you renegades from? Were you part of the Trine at some point?
Yes. Renegade neogis referred to as reavers. Are you familiar with the way that neogi produce young?
I don't think Luke wants to know, but
Ask them.
I have not heard of this.
If you knew, you would understand why we preferred to run away while we could.
Tell us. Describe it. Tell.
And so, all right, well, once you had the notes, what were you planning on doing since you are enemies of the Trine? What were you going to do with this information?
We were somewhat curious about these plans, if for any other reason to muddle in the affairs of the other Tri-Neogi. The notes mention something about a Phase 1, including a location at a place called the Graveyard of the Carnelian Sea.
I take my hand off so they can't hear again. Interesting. Was there anything else, you guys?
What else do you wish to know?
Or are you talking to your group? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking to the...
Sorry.
Sorry, I took my hand off, yeah. Looking back at you guys. Anything else that we needed?
Where do they go after this? Where do they plan to go?
Where they go?
Well, this thing... Okay, I'll put my hand back on. So, once we help you out of here, where do you plan on hiding from the Trine? It seems like a difficult place to be.
We plan on making sure not to tell both the Trine as well as you all.
Fair.
Safer for us.
Could I take an insight check on that?
Sure.
It's not very good, but I'll use my good boy card on it.
I mean, yeah. Interrogation, probably not a bad idea for some insight stuff.
It says after, so I'll hold on to it if it sucks. Yeah, I'll add the D12 to that.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, it still sucks.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
that's
Oh.
a 7.
I mean, it sounds like they've been caught once before. They do not want to get caught again, both by you guys or the neogi.
Something tells me they're going to be more safe here, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, honestly. All right, I guess that's everything. You guys. Sounds like.
Could you ask them what the neogi would do to them, or the T.H.U.N.D.E.R would do to them if they're caught?
I'm sure we could figure that much out.
Alright.
So they mentioned this graveyard place.
Graveyard of the something.
Graveyard of the Carnelian Sea. I'll post that in the Roll20 chat.
Kim Kardashian.
No.
Do we know anything about the Carnelian Sea?
You can make a check and see.
History!
Why not?
Go get a history check.
Right?
Go get a history check.
17!
Oh,
Get a
nice.
history check. Whoa!
Ill's trained in history.
Oh no.
Oh, Thunder knows even more than I do.
I'm gonna take this card for me.
So you're saying we should go there and keep up with the Carnelian Sea?
Bah. Never speak again.
Oh, thinking about those
Someone,
yogi techniques to make young.
someone threw out the good boy card here.
Oh.
Whose card is this one? Oh,
That was mine.
okay. So, from what it looks like, Ill and Thunder. In terms of the Carnelian Sea, both of you guys, this area is actually not too far away. It's still in this particular sector of the Twixt. You know that it is a relatively hazardous area due to the nearby violent solar winds from some of the red suns that make up that area. Though you are not familiar with any potential planetoids that may have some type of graveyard. But you do know the area, and it's actually, based on the information that you know, because of those good checks, it's 2 days out travel time.
Okay, so like what? What are we gonna find there? Is this worth our while, or are they bluffing? What's going on?
Ask him what's in the graveyard.
Cogman?
Okay.
Or anyone else. It's up to you guys.
So, what were you going to this graveyard of the Carnelian Sea for? What is there?
We ourselves are not sure what the Neogi were up to. Whatever this Phase 1 of Operation Offspring is sure to take place there. We were looking to get a first-hand account and see if it was related to these witchlight marauders.
Oh, see, when they said Operation Offspring, I figured it was something to do with how they get busy. The freaky way that they get busy, apparently.
Me
But
too.
If I had to guess, it sounds like that's where they're trying to create this witch light thing.
Likely. The treaty between you and the factions in the Twixt is strenuous. Slavery in the neogi species is paramount to our hierarchy. It was only a matter of time before we would snap and return to our old ways. Likely they are using the witchlight as a new form, a line of assault, provided that you are able to sniff out them in violation of the treaty.
Huh.
Or perhaps they're simply looking to take over all of the new opportunities that the Shrine finds in the Twixt.
Yeah. Okay, so this may be kind of a confusing question, but when they say offspring, are they using a word that means like children, or offspring as in like next generation, not children individually, but like a
You don't know.
idea? Okay.
From that term offspring, it sounds like it could be either or, both. Who knows?
Well, either way, it sounds like we have a potential next destination. And I don't know about you guys, but I would prefer if they didn't birth one of them witchy doodads, because it sounded pretty scary when Thunder was describing it.
Gosh,
Yeah, they don't sound
I'll tell you.
It's a very long name. WLMs, how about that?
fun.
Sounds good to me.
I take my hand off the stone, so I guess we all report this then and see what our next steps are.
You
Figure
watch
it out.
both Gaxorn and Tetralox look around the room. One of them finally goes,
So, we assume now, after we have given you this bountiful information, you will be requesting our release.
We will. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, just tell them it's above our pay grade.
I put my hand on
Request it. Just won't happen.
We will put in a good word and a request for this.
You better follow through on your word.
I'll do exactly as I said.
Very
And I take my
well.
hand off.
Wow, you're good at lying.
Well, no, I'll ask. If they do it or not, that's
Yeah.
another story.
Fair enough.
you watch as both of them begin to slowly skitter back towards the opposite side of the rooms. They look towards you guys. You know that they cannot see you because of the enchanted mirror-like effect on their side, but somehow you get the feeling that they know where you guys are located at and just kind of continue to make chirps and clicks at one another.
Don't like that.
Freeing them from their mortal coils is still freedom.
Hey, look, I ain't wasting black powder that don't need to be wasted. Let's just leave him here. Cogman can put in the good word or whatever. We got our next deployment. This graveyard place, right? We just go in, scope it out, maybe smash up a few things, break
See
a
what's
few
going on.
eggs. I don't know what WLMs come from, but I presume it's eggs.
What took place there that made it a graveyard?
Maybe you can make an omelet for the organics.
Hey, now we're talking.
Man. Imagine there was either a fight or a catastrophe. That's what made it a graveyard.
That's fair.
We can ask old Barry, see what he does about it. Bet he knows something. He's smart.
Yeah, let's ask old Barry.
Oh, Barry. Sagging back and Barry.
You guys return to Outrider Barry?
Yeah, sounds like it.
All right.
Is he like Professor Clump? He just opens the wrong drawer and like Skittles and like Snickers and Debbie's just come pouring out.
No, this one seems relatively professional.
It's sad.
Yes.
You guys request to speak with Barry again, and the Elven guards open the doors and allow you enter. A couple hours have passed, as you guys probably brought your items in from your rooms and set them up in each of your associated rooms here at the FOB, and got situated, and reported back over to the Outrider. Welcome back, frontiersman. Tell me, have a seat. What have you found out?
Well, I spoke with the neogi, and they actually cooperated. They did confirm that it seems the Dark Shrine have started some sort of operation to possibly create or birth. They call it Operation Offspring. To return, I guess, maybe create these witch-light things. Seems they grow tired of the ways of the consortium.
He leans back in his chair and kind of folds his fingers over one another and thinks. So, was there any other information gathered from them, a lead to be able to send you all as a survey?
They mentioned other neogi that work for the Shrine. They overheard them speaking of the graveyard of the Carnelian Sea. That's where they were going to go next to see if these rumors of this Operation Offspring were true. And make a mess for them, it seems.
And now that's our job, right? Search and destroy. Scorched earth policy.
Not exactly.
Oh.
I do intend for you all, now that you've successfully gathered this information, to covertly investigate this graveyard. The Carnelian Sea spreads over quite a distance, though in your ship you should be able to cover it within a day's time, if there is indeed some place that is of a graveyard in nature. I ask that you take a look into it to ensure that the neogi of the Shrine are not actually breaking the treaty. If so, that will cause undue reverberations between both the patrollers and the various numbers that make up all of the Shrine themselves.
And how will we know specifically? Like, is there like a book we gotta read or something about this treaty, or is it just if they happen to be making WLMs? That's what we call Witchlock Marauders, by the way.
Very well, you may deem it whatever term you prefer to use. First off, if they are in direct violation of the treaty, which simply states that they are not to have anyone working under them that is against that individual's will. So if you find that these are members of the Shrine, and they are putting others to work against their will, this breaks the treaty.
Right, no slave stuff, got it.
Correct. This may be a bit of a precarious situation considering the natural tendencies particular to the neogi. A world without one of them being owned or owning others is alien to them. I would suggest that besides the potential of witchlight marauder activity, that if there is slavers, you side towards diplomacy, which should always be the first option.
Oh, he was serious. I say telepathically.
If things, however, are not able to be negotiated, and violence does break out, you as the Dark Frontiersman, working for us, but unrelated, should do whatever is necessary for your survival.
Scorched earth policy.
Do what you can to investigate this graveyard in the Carnelian Sea. Find out if, in fact, they are in violation of the treaty, if they are indeed finding some way to revive the Witchlight Marauders themselves. I have to imagine that this is not for any type of good means towards the end, and would feel that this would be in opposition of the treaty despite being directly defined in its clauses. There is a certain amount of matters we as the patrollers are to stay free from. However, something of this scale is a matter that should be brought up, if this is true. I would suggest that you not actively steal valuable items unless the particular individuals at any location you survey that they belong to are either dead or missing. Or if the items in question serve as particularly good resources in this operation to ensure that the T.H.U.N.D.E.R is not attempting to bring back the WLM.
Ha! Yeah. Listen, this is going to be a piece of cake. We'll be back before you know it, right, Pops?
Playing quick and dirty. I mean, quick and clean.
Quick and clean and dirty.
Dirty.
Above all, you must ensure that you do not openly affiliate yourselves with patrollers.
Oh, don't worry. We'll do everything in our power to not act like a patroller. It's going to be tough for this group. But we'll do what we can.
Yeah, quick and dirty then, I guess.
Quick and dirty.
If this means you need to come up with a faux party name, so be it.
Party.
Your next destination is to head towards this Carnelian Sea graveyard and find where its location is within the sea, and then investigate to find out what the neogi are up to, especially if any of it is related to the Marauders. The more intel or items you bring back, the more expedition tickets you will be rewarded upon your return. Remember, this is just a survey. You do not need to find yourselves resorting to engaging, should there be treaty-breaking activities, unless you absolutely have to.
So, okay. Hey, if, what if as the cover we just say we're all wild nuts?
That would do perfectly fine.
Great.
The disposable.
Yeah, what are we, some kind of disposables or something?
No.
No? Alright. That was worth a shot. I named the ship. You guys can name the group. It's fine.
If you need any extra rest or recuperation, you are more than likely to have it at your rooms here at this FOB. Otherwise, grab whatever gear you find necessary. If you find the need to use your tickets to exchange them for gold, you may do so. Otherwise, see yourselves off to this location ASAP. Return with what information you can find, whether that is intel or items that are valuable to this particular operation, and then come back to me and relay what you know and have found out about this Operation Offspring.
All right. Reconnaissance.
Roger that.
All right.
So, with that, unless you have any other questions for Barry, you can leave his offices, and you are more than welcome under the shops list to do any other shopping that you should so choose from any of the stuff. The patroller stuff here has everything any other patroller site would have. That includes tattoos, that includes everything else. So it is up to you guys.
Are we gonna be using the same ship?
Yes, the Caravel is your go-to ship for these operations.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's like unmarked and stuff too, right?
Yep, it is. Has no paraphernalia and is not even a typical ship used by the patrollers, thus leading to the covert nature of the operation you guys are taking part in.
This is great. This is. Do you know what this means? I presume we're outside of the.
Yeah, you guys have left the offices and are like walking down the hallways together.
This is fantastic. We got a blank check to do this operation. However, the fuck the pop says we should do it. Well, we don't gotta follow protocol. We don't gotta follow chain of command. No offense, pops. We don't gotta do nothing. Take no prisoners.
This is so great. Oh, I mean, it's like really serious stuff.
This is the first time I've been happy in 4 years. I'm smiling. Can you tell? You can't tell.
I can't tell.
Oh,
It
I don't
is.
have lips, so.
It is pretty exciting. Just, let's pretend like we want to survive it first so we can do another one like this, yeah?
Oh,
Oh,
totally.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So to that end, Bolt reaches into his pocket and he looks at Cogman, Thunder, and Ironhide and gives it each sack and says, "Here you go. This is on me. You guys buy something nice. If you need some equipment, it's on me. I want the change back, but you're part of the crew now." And then he flips you each a gold coin that the rim has been painted blue and it's got today's.
This one's fancy.
Yeah, that one. I wouldn't spend that one, but it's up to you. I don't give a shit.
Oh. You're my
What's so
favorite.
special about that one?
But it's like the one that I gave you, you know.
I don't remember. Oh no.
Oh, I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Thunder's gonna salute. Thank you, sir. And he's gonna place the coin inside of a compartment inside of his chest piece.
Ah, that's a good place for it. So you can spend up 55 gold, but let me know what you spend so that I can mark it down.
Bolt looks over your shoulder as you make the transaction.
Other than following you to each store, I'm just gonna say I'll buy you one nice thing. Make a grand. I'll buy you one nice toy. Come on.
So the ball's in your court, guys. Bolt is giving you some play money. If you want to do some shopping here, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you guys can do whatever last minute things you want to and then head out at whatever point you choose. This is your operation, your team. You guys have a faux party name?
Oh, party name. Well, we're Wild Knots, so and we're, I don't know.
Party in the front, party in the back.
That's awful.
I think I'm pretty good at coming up with names. Maybe my human host was like some kind of namer. It just named stuff.
What's it? Namer?
Well,
Are we gonna be doing bad stuff?
I don't think so.
It's just sinking into Ironhide's mind.
Because if we're gonna do bad stuff, we should use somebody else's name and then blame them for it. It's not our fault.
the Billionaire Bastions.
That's not bad.
And then when we do good, then we use a different name and we take credit for it.
Billionaire Demolition Team.
Counterpoint, is anyone besides Cogman really going to be able to pass as someone from the Billionaire Bastion?
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh. I mean, he is made of gold partially, it looks like.
Side question to the DM.
Yes.
Helper's Hand, are we allowed to hire anybody else, or is it just us?
This is just you.
Okay.
We're not Wild Knots officially.
Darn.
In fact, at this point, the Helper's Hand has not been fully created just yet. You have heard inklings of trying to get other Wild Knots to participate in various faction needs. And you've heard the name of the Helper's Hand Guild, though there are no facilities currently available for Helper's Hands yet. As you guys are walking through the halls, you notice quite a few of the various human, elven, and sometimes Gif soldiers pass by. They're all giving you some strange looks looking your way. It's not typical that a Illithid is walking through the halls of a patroller's.
Oh, hold on. Give me a second. I need to visit the little squid's room. And I'm gonna go to whatever privy is nearby, and Il comes back out as an elf.
Ugh.
Oh.
Oh, that's better. Hey, it's ill. It's me. It's still me. Just look a little different is all.
You don't have the.
The what? I take Emma's hand and I just run it in front of my face, and you could feel them because Disguise Self doesn't actually hide the silhouette of the the silhouette of the body stays the same. It's just hidden.
They're still there. They're still there.
Yeah, they're still there.
Interest.
Anyway, it's a trick I learned to, stop people from staring at me. It's how I stay off the radar usually. Anyway, we still gotta come up with a name.
Oh God, why is this so hard?
I don't know. Maybe we could go off screen for a week and think about it.
Yeah, I mean, we're close to wrapping, so you guys don't have to feel rushed to shop and come up with faux party names now. If you guys want to say we kind of wrap things up here, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I think we're at a natural stopping point there.
Everyone's brains are shutting off.
Of the dark trine.
The light quadrangle.
The happy circles.
The happy circles. That's the worst.
Happy star friends.
Listen, I'm just saying.
Tryhards.
That's good. That's
hold
good.
on.
I kind of hate it and love it.
I like that a lot. Like a lot. Because we're not. That's the best part.
Yeah.
It's like the Predator. It makes them think of the opposite of what we are.
Oh no, are we gonna be the tryhards?
It's kind of growing on me.
I don't know. Well, let's try the dog test. Like you practice yelling the name of your dog like it's at a park. This time we're gonna be like, "Oh, you, Captain. Ooh, all right. So I'm the bad captain. Ill. I'm gonna put you up. You got the best of us again, Ill, and your crew. Who are you people?
We're the tryhards. We work hard and we play harder.
What do you think? I don't know. Now I'm not so sure.
I put it on the back burner and think of things, and if we can't think of anything to put on the front burner, we go to the tryhards.
We'll put a pin in it.
It's number 1A. If we don't find the number 1, we'll go to number 1A.
Okay.
Diplomacy Incorporated.
DP for short.
Diplomacy Patrol.
Diplomacy Patrol. We'll get it. Alright,
Wow.
yeah. So, thanks for watching this week.
Yeah, that's a good wrapping point. Twitch kicks us off. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you, Anna, for interacting and having fun with us. That was really nice of you. And I think Nick, did you give her a gifted sub?
Yes.
Thank you. That was very nice.
Enjoy
of you.
that.
Anna, you are sub now, so you'll get a multiplier to the Twitch points that you earn, so you can keep giving the party fun stuff. Or me, you can give me inspiration or +1s to my rolls for stuff that I do. And wink, wink. Also, I saw an Emma sticker slap on the screen. You can slap all party member stickers on the screen and all kinds of specifically Dark Frontier stickers on top of all of the general stickers that you could do. So feel free to slap those everywhere while we play. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who was kind of lurking around. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to come interact, we play every Friday at 9 p.m. That's Eastern time, so that's 6 p.m. Pacific time. And there's a whole lot of cool ways that you guys can interact and stick around. Keep an eye out for updates on our Twitter, and that's GAWD_mode, and all of our social stuff is GAWD_mode. And we have an Instagram and a Facebook. You can check those out. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week for more as the team heads off on their first mission. We'll see how badly things go with the tryhards or DP or whatever the fuck their name is gonna be.
Yeah, I see try knots. That's
Try knots. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. But yeah, also in between these breaks, you guys think about your faux party name for that you'll set in stone, and also if you want to do any shopping, if you have any questions about the shopping, please let me know. Otherwise, like the shops and merchant list, you can take a look at that and scroll down to Pioneer Quagga. The requisition tickets you guys aren't using because you're using expedition tickets, and also the Helper's Hand Guild is not available. Otherwise, everything is available. If you have any questions about enchanting your items with the wild stones that are part of the expedition tickets, you can ask me. But yeah, in the meantime, take a look at that. Find out what you want. If there's anything on there that you want, maybe you want to save your money. It's up to you. But yeah, we'll be back next time, and we'll do some more Dark Frontier. Later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.